Hello. Trying something new today. So if you are joining and you can hear me and all those wonderful, useful things for when you're doing a stream, please let me know. I want to make this a regular occurrence, despite the name. I don't know how regular it will be. It might be once a week. It could be once a month. But inspired by the JHS show. So if you're into guitar pedals, JHS make guitar pedals, and they have a really fun show which they stream. I think it's every week or something like that. And they really focus on guitars and guitar pedals in general. And I thought, you know what, that'd be nice to do in hobby. So not just focusing on Exit 23 games, but every company within reason. And yeah, just celebrating the hobby and just checking out what's new, seeing all the news that's going on, and yeah, just hanging out really. So yeah, so if you're just joining, welcome. This is a shonky, terrible setup, but it's something I've thrown together. If this is something that people enjoy, then I'll happily, get some nice scenes made and make it a bit more professional. But yeah, at the moment it's just I've got a webcam. I've got two webcams, so I can make some basic scenes. You've probably seen my high-tech waiting room. I'll just show you. Fantastic, isn't it? Took me hours to do, honest. But yeah, it's a kind of a make do, and the production value doesn't really matter at this point. If it's something that people enjoy, then like I say, I'll invest a bit more into it, and maybe get some guests in or whatever. So first of all, I want to talk about art in miniature. So Art in Miniature is it's an exhibition which has a documentary which is being created alongside it. I believe the documentary comes out on the 14th of October. It's around the 14th, 15th, I can't quite remember. And it's, to celebrate art in miniature, as the name suggests. So as you can see, there's a whole bunch of people that have been involved from a bunch of different Companies and individuals. So there's some great people on there like Keris Brown, Let's Make It Orky, Louise Sudgen, the Suggernaut is on there as well. I'm part of I'm not part of the exhibition, but I'm in the documentary, or at least I filmed for the documentary. Whether I make the cut or not is a different matter. But there's definitely going to be some miniatures in there from Exit 23 Games and Relic Blade, and a whole bunch of other companies like Bad Squiddo, Fenris. So yeah, last weekend on Saturday we spent the day down at the T Sports Network in Nottingham. Saw their premises. It's absolutely fantastic. And we spent the day, being interviewed and setting up displays for the camera crews or the documentary team to video and capture some great footage. And honestly, yeah, it was a really fun day. Obviously, hanging out with Ian from Fenris and Bad Squiddo, Annie from Bad Squiddo, and meeting some new people like Alex from Warp, and obviously hanging out with Louise again, meeting Rob, the Honest Wargamer. Awesome time. A few other people there that I've forgotten the names of or just start springing to mind right now. But yeah, a really, really fun day. And made some new friends and also got to hang out with some odd ones. So never a wasted time. And also it's in Nottingham, which is my spiritual home, and always great to be back. So yeah, I'm really excited about the exhibition. It's at I think it's the North Lincolnshire Museum or Art Museum or Gallery. It probably says on here. Let's have a look. Let's have a quick leg. Who knows? Well, for whatever reason, their website is not working for me. So there's a bit more information here. So obviously there's some pictures of the things that are in there, a list of some of the artists and makers featured in the actual exhibition. I think this was all done before, well, yeah, it would have been. So a lot of this was done before the documentary was being filmed. The documentary's still being filmed, so that's why it's not out just yet. And obviously there's a load of editing and stuff to do just to make it look cool. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to really show the hobby in a new light. You know, it's more focused on the art and what is art, and how, I mean, certainly the spin I had on it was, you know, how wonderful the hobby is for stuff like mental health and, you know, just essentially relaxing and expressing yourself. So expression and mental well-being are things that I think the hobby is great for. So that's sort of things I talked about in my interview there. But yeah, really looking forward to that. I'm going to try and make it down to the exhibition before the documentary airs. Lincolnshire, or North Lincolnshire, is not the closest for me. I think it's pretty much exactly the opposite side of the country, because I'm in Anglesey these days. So yeah, quite far, but I'm in Nottingham regularly enough that I can make a trip over and take the wife and daughter as well. So yeah, looking forward to that. And I honestly recommend you go down. There's going to be some great miniatures in there. So I believe Louise Sudgen, the Suggenaut, from Rogue Hobbies, has a bunch of miniatures on display. I think Annie does as well. Maybe Warp Miniatures. So a whole bunch of people are in there. Loads that I either are unaware of at the moment, or I am forgetting. But yeah, it's very cool. If you're into miniatures, whether you're into just Games Workshop or you're into other things as well, then, you know, get yourself down and, you know, support your local arts, but also go and check it out and just see what else there is in the hobby world. I think, you know, we're all going to learn something from going to the exhibition, so definitely worth going. So yeah, I will find out the address and post it, but at the moment I don't know. I think it's the Visual Arts Centre, which is I think it's, oh no, there's a bloody map. There's a map. Let's have a look at the map. So it's in Scunthorpe. So that's why they call it the North Lincolnshire. The North Lincolnshire Art Gallery, or, you know, Art Centre. But yeah, I'm going to definitely check it out. Not only because I'm going to be in the documentary, but also because it just looks awesome. And you get to see some great miniatures on display, some great painters, and yeah, you'll hear from cool people like Let's Make It Orky and others. So yeah, so that's art in miniature, which, again, I'm going to ramble on about it. I really can't wait for that. So what else has been going on? So I heard at the weekend about the Warlord Games. So they make like Bolt Action and a bunch of other games. Make some great miniatures. Another company founded by some ex-Games Workshop people, I believe. Obviously many years ago now. But yeah, they've just sold a quarter of their company to Hornby, which I think is really exciting. I think Hornby Railway is obviously what people associate Hornby with, but they own like Scalextrics and what else do they own? I think they do Airfix, a bunch of stuff. It's like a group. But I think as a group, it's pretty progressive. I know they've done a lot of like charitable products for Pride and other things as well. So I've got myself a few Pride trains, which I'd love to have on display, but my daughter would just destroy them. So, you know, when she's a bit older, then I'll put them on display. But yeah, they're really cool. and I've got some good friends that are train nerds, so they're definitely into that. But yeah, I thought that was quite an interesting thing. I think it was like 1.4 million they sold a quarter of the company for, which obviously times that by 4 is the sort of value of Warlord. And someone pointed out to me that Games Workshop was valued at something like, well over $1 billion. I think it was 3 billion valuation. I could be wrong, but it's quite a lot. And then Warlord being probably one of the maybe the second biggest, but certainly well up there. For they're sort of in the millions in terms of valuation. So there's quite a gap there. So yeah, I thought that was quite interesting. The hobby is made up of lots and lots of small companies. The likes of Bad Squiddo, Fenris that have been doing it for years. Foundry, all these companies that have sprung up that offer something different. But yeah, I think it's a wonderful thing. And yeah, really, quite encouraging to see that Hornby have invested such a large amount of money. It'll be interesting to see how that develops. From what I've seen, Warlord won't be affected by the acquisition in terms of the way it's run. They've got complete autonomy for the time being. If there's something about in 2 years' time that Hornby can acquire more and get a controlling stake, but I think it's a case of, and hopefully it's a case of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Working in tech as a day job, you get a lot of acquisitions and you see, companies merge, and it very rarely goes well. If you're the acquired company, you're in for some significant change usually. So the fact that Hornby are going to leave Warlord alone for the time being, that's great. I think obviously they'll have to answer to their new shareholders, but with any luck, they'll be left to do their own thing and continue to be successful. Great use of the English language. So yeah, that's the news. I think if you've got any news, then let us know. If you're a smaller hobby company and you want me to talk about something that's coming up, just reach out and give me a shout. I always like to talk about hobby and always interested in new things. So obviously we have our own things coming out, and I'll talk about some of that in a little bit. There is a product I want to talk through. It's on the floor somewhere. In a minute, that I'm really excited about. I've seen a couple of videos around it since the UK Games Expo. In fact, let's move on to that now. I'll just grab it. So let's go to the top down. So this is my desk. It looks like this all the time. It can get messier. Helps if you can actually see it, but it's usually covered in stuff. So, yes. Let's have a look at this then. So, I'll talk about this first. So, Daylight. I came across Daylight at the UK Games Expo. They were like just behind us in the hall. They were like the next row behind us, and they, as you can imagine, have lots of daylight lamps for seeing. When you've got bad eyes like me, you need all the help you can get. But the one thing that I picked up from them was this USB lamp. So it's extendable, it's USB-C, and it's chargeable, so it doesn't have to be connected, so it's on right now. And adjustable, so you can do quite a lot with it. Not the best angle to show it off, but hey ho. But yeah, so we had that Mr. Shy join us at the UK Games Expo and do some demonstrations, just showing off the paints. And we got there and the lighting was pretty bad, so we tried to do a little bit with some of our LED light strips that we use for our cabinets, So then I bought this because I thought, well, it's useful to have as a, portable lamp for myself as well. So when I go travelling, when I go to UK games, tabletop games in Scotland, or Tabletop Scotland it's called, yeah. So I'll take this then, and I've got myself a little travel wet palette from Redgrass, so I keep that to hand for when I go travelling, just nice and small. So yeah, that's going to be part of that kit. Yeah, I think it's great. Again, it's, what's it called, lumens or something like that. Really good, really, really high lumens, if that's the right word. And it is bright. Adjustable as well, so again, not the best way to demonstrate it, but I'll do this. So what's interesting with my other daylight, I've got a native lighting light. If I do that, you can see it's strobing. This is quite interesting. Well, it's not interesting, it's annoying, but it's weird that this smaller one from Daylight doesn't do that. So, anyway, that's a bit of an aside. I wasn't going to talk about that today, but I just found the flyer, so there we go. Comes in a nice little carry case as well, so keeps it protected. The cable fits in there as well as the plug. So there's a plug that comes with it. Neat little kit. And again, it saved us on the day, so really happy with that. And they do a whole range of different lights, so similar to the native lighting ones that you'll see, and probably similar to the Redgrass ones. So we'll be looking at lighting solutions. We've been chatting to Daylight around that, but obviously, if you've been around for a while, you'll know that we do have Redgrass products already, so that's going to be an option. I've not tried their lamp myself yet, and I know it's very pricey, so we do tend to have premium quality products. That's kind of our thing, boutique and premium. But what's happening there? Cool. We still want a balanced price, so it needs to be good value for money as well as premium, which can be hard to balance. So I'm sure the Redgrass light's great, but I'll have to weigh up the options. So yeah, onto Modular Realms. So that Mr. Shy, who I mentioned earlier, he did a video on this recently. So it looks like an innocent book. But what it is the one thing that blew us away at UK Games Expo was this product. I can't remember where we were. I don't know if it was the press event on the night before it launched. But yeah, we saw this, and modular terrain, as you can imagine, Modular Realms. So it's all cobblestone or cracked paving. Sorry, that's flagstone, isn't it? That's cobblestone. So all different types. There's wooden. I think there's 4 different textures or surfaces that you can have. Struggling for words today. But yeah, so it's going to be double-sided. So one side will be flagstone. This side it's cracked. If I remember correctly, you can choose exactly what's on what. So you could have flagstone and wood, or wood and cracked flagstone. But yeah, if you can hear the rattling, these are magnetic. So if you've bought Catacombs of Corral, the Relic Blade expansion, you'll see that it's all dungeon based. So you could make yourself some nice rooms. So 6x6, you could make it bigger. You can make a nice 6x9. You can then have some corridors. You can even make it multiple levels. So I wanted to, for example, Chris, if I want to do another level, then I can do that. And it's fairly sturdy, so, you know, if I grab a miniature, some metal miniature, you need to actually put enough support on there, Chris. So, metal miniature there. And yeah, it'll hold the weight. You can do stairs, you can do all sorts of stuff. These will paint up really nice. You can buy them pre-painted as well, which I think is a great option. Annabelle, who created these, paints up sets for people. She even does what is it? She'll do like transfers. So you can get like, you know, marble flooring and stuff like that. So yeah, really, really cool. It was the thing we were most impressed with. Again, because it packs away so neatly, we just thought, yeah, that's a great product. So I'm just going to play with this for a second while I talk. Yeah, cool little product. So yeah, I'm looking forward to painting mine and probably bring it on tour with us. I say on tour to the next expo and whatnot. Because, you know, showing off the Catacombs of Corral, this is a great little set to do that with. And I just think it's really cool, like being able to just throw this in your bag. You know, with a game like Relic Blade, where it's you know, low model count, you could literally have, you know, a little bag with your miniatures in, and then this little book. You wouldn't even need to take the whole thing, but you know, it's just quite neat that it all fits in together. And you've got everything you need to play. I mean, you could even fit the Catacombs of Corral book in there, I believe. I don't have it to hand, but the book would fit in there. Yeah, just about. So then, yeah, you've got everything you need in that little book and in a little pack. And that would fit in your backpack. It's like when I was living in London, that was quite a thing, you know, playing large scale games. You'd had like an extra bag or two to play, you know, Warhammer 40k or Age of Sigmar or something, which can be a nightmare on the tube or whatever, especially in like rush hour. So yeah, having smaller games like Blood Bowl or Relic Blade, they're perfect for your commute if you want to play a game after work and you don't want to like take your entire army. So yeah, I think that's really great. Very portable, very extendable. You can just buy more and make, you know, huge dungeons if you want to, or you could make a little town or whatever. I think there's more on the way, like more options and whatnot. But in general, it's awesome. So yeah, check that out. It's Modular Realms. I don't have the URL. Let me just get the URL up. So the Glag. So Modular Realms. Double-sided, magnetic, flat pack. Dungeon tiles. So you can see here, like they had a really great setup at UK Games Expo, and yeah, they just look really cool. You can paint them up really nicely. Obviously, I've not painted mine yet. I'll get to that at some point, like the rest of my hobby, but we'll get there. So yeah, you can see the different backs. I've got the Variety Floor pack, I think, or maybe the Dungeon Lord. Yeah, it was the Dungeon Lord that I got. But yeah, the adventure pack is probably enough for most people to get started. And then, oh, I need to get some walls. So I'm already thinking about what to buy next. But yeah, there's a good painting guide. If I remember correctly as well, I think Annabelle does. I think they do Twitch streams where they, you know, paint them up. And it's family run as well, so meeting Annabelle was great. And the enthusiasm from her and her folks and other people was just like infectious. And yeah, we had a great time meeting them. And you know, I really can't wait to get mine painted and start using them. You can use them unpainted if you want. I'm showing you my hand as I scroll, which is great television. I'm sure you'll agree. This is what I was supposed to be showing. So this is their website, modularrealms.com. Great little video there about it all, and you can see, like, as soon as you start getting little bits of furniture in there, it looked great. And if you're looking for little bits of furniture, you know, and like table dressings basically for your games, then Fenris Games and Bad Squiddo, the Bad Squiddo Scenics and Fenris Games do loads of great hobby stuff for just dressing up your scenes. And it can be really fun to paint, you know, if you want to change your pace in terms of what you're painting. Pick up some scenery. So yeah. Cool little adventure pack again. I won't bang on about this too much, but I'm I'm in love with it. I think it's fantastic, and I highly recommend it. So what next? Well, the teaser I made for this entire thing is here. It was around this pink envelope, which is very on brand. So this came from Turbo Dork, and it's got a bunch of new products from the looks of it. So I know what's in here, but I've not used any of it yet. So if you've been following Turbo Dork for a while, you'll know that they released some silicone palettes. So here they are. And when they launched, they were handmade, which obviously doesn't scale very well, but they're silicone. And the idea is, when the paint has dried, probably showing the white one's probably easier. When the paint's dried, you can just pop it out. Turbo Dork dries really, really solid. There's a little bit of flex in it. It's chip and scratch resistant, but it's really satisfying to peel it off stuff. But this will allow you to just basically pop out a little button of metallic. In fact, I would actually just do some now and get some drying while I talk. It's a great bit of video, that. Let's use the Gordian knot. So get that to one side and just let that dry. Waste of paint, but it'll be satisfying. So yeah, we've got two sizes. Little one. The idea is you can, do you splurge your paint into the little holes. I'll show on this one. And then this center section is where you'll, maybe add a little bit of medium or whatever and just sort of thin it down. And then with the larger one, obviously, you've got 12 little gaps, 12 little wells, I guess the word is, and then a bit more room for you to, get the right amount on your brush, and then 2 areas to just put your brushes on, which is fun. So yeah. So I'll give those a try in a minute. So we will be stocking these. They'll be on order very, very soon. And as always, like when we go to conventions or expos or whatever, we'll have these on display so you'll be able to fiddle with them and try them out. We'll have a little station for you to try some paints out. And yeah, I think they're really cool. They're great for metallics. And just keeping things separate so that you don't get any contamination between colours. So yeah, I'll give those a try in a second. See what else we've got. Woohoo! What's this? So next up we have single blade nippers. I like the packaging off the bat. What does it say? By matching a finely sharpened cutting edge with a flat guide edge, these nippers will provide a flush cut close to the model. Do not use on metal model kits. That's a good warning. So that slides out. There's no staples or anything like that. I guess this is as sexy as you can make nippers. I don't know how well you can see these. Yeah, really fine. So if I compare them to some Citadel ones, that's all I've got, to be fair. I don't have anything else. That said, I can't find where my newer Citadel ones are. But these are the old Citadel ones that I used to get these free in, well, not free, but used to get them in the starter set. These have seen the wars. So I know the new ones are thinner, but I still use these sometimes. If I'm just cutting up some sprue to use later on as like, bits of scenery or whatever, then I'll use those. Whereas these are designed for, taking models off of sprues. So let's give that a go. I could have been more prepared, couldn't I? Let's have a glag. Bear with me. Let me get a model. I'm surrounded by them, but nothing's on sprue. Again, take note if you're into creating television, because this is the best television. Let's have a look. Hey, sprue. Cool, okay. So yeah, this is the Combat Patrol, Dark Angels. Let's try this out. So you won't be able to see very well because I don't know how to zoom. But if I cut them off, it's pretty neat. Again, I don't know if this will actually zoom in, but it's quite neat. I'm pretty pleased with that. Certainly allows me to get closer to the miniature than other snippers. So yeah, I'll give those a good try. But these will be available on the site soon. Off the bat, I'm quite impressed with them. I know the Turbo Dork logo is quite neat. Well, they feel really good premium quality, and yeah, quite an interesting product. There's quite a few on the market now. Obviously, we will be selling the Redgrass ones as well, which are good. But yeah, I'm really pleased with these. And what I like about them is they're quite fine, so you can get into areas quite easily. This is just my first impressions. I've not opened these before, so obviously slightly biased because they're Turbo Dork and I love those guys. But so far, very impressed. Very neat, very clean cut. And obviously that will change as they dull, because that's how these things work. But yeah, I'll give these a good run. And if they're great, which I suspect they will be, they'll be on the store very, very soon. But yeah, happy with those. Very good. So what else do we have? So new brushes. So I spoke to Greg at Turbo Dork. Greg's one of the founders, Greg and Mir. And they sort of recommend that you use synthetic brushes for the metallics, which I tend to agree with. I like my synthetic brushes. I tend to use the animal hair ones for other acrylics, but stick to synthetics for metallics. I just feel like the the pigment, the metallic pigments, are just going to ruin your natural hair brushes quite quickly. So, whereas the synthetic ones will last a lot longer just because of, they're usually made from like a acrylic or something like that. So we've got these Phalanx Synth by Game Envy. These make a bunch of brushes. I know their synthetic ones are actually made in England, so I need to find out if these are made in England. 'Cause if they are, then I won't stock them from Turbo Dork, because having it shipped to America first and then back to us is just doesn't feel ethical in terms of like climate and our impact on the environment, that kind of thing, which is important to me. So if that's the case, then I wouldn't take these on board. So I'm going to give them a try anyway and see what they're like. What's unusual, everyone's used to a 000. Well, not everyone, but if you're doing eyes, 000 is very common for you to use. There's a nice pointed size 3, a size 1, a 00. So in general, like your workhorse brushes will be. I tend to use a size, a size 4 a lot of the time, but a size 2 or 3 or a 1. Take these off. Let's look at these points. So these are fresh out of the pack. It's a pretty good point if I just wet these. Let's try that. So yeah, you can see it's got a good point on it. Yeah, nice. I mean, I won't say a downside, but the difference with these synthetics is you don't have as much of a body. It's not significantly different, but if I grab, this is a size 4, so can't compare it properly, but that's a size 4 Artist Opus. We've got a size 3. I've got a size 3. Let's use that. Yeah, so that's a size 3 from Artist Opus. You see it's seen some action. So yeah, actually no, it's pretty comparable really. I feel like the natural hair has a slightly fatter body, so it probably holds a bit more paint in one go. But the point's there, and that's a lot of the time. As long as you can hold a fair bit of paint and you've got a good point, then you're onto a winner. So I'd be quite happy doing detail with that. Not super fine detail, but I think that would cover a lot of the work. That's cool. Happy with that. So at the end, I've tried a bunch of synthetic brushes. My other go-to was Broken Toad. They had a Fugazi range, which I love the band Fugazi, so I was like, oh, sign me up. And obviously Fugazi means fake, but imitation sable. So as far as I know, Broken Toad don't exist anymore, which is a real shame because they made really good brushes. But yeah, so they're my other go-to synthetic brushes. I've tried a bunch of others from Rosemary & Co. just to try and pick the ones that I liked best, and then I ended up getting some Broken Toad, and they're the ones I mainly use. I actually use these for most things actually. But yeah, I'm going to give these a good try, and if they're not made in the UK, then I will certainly consider putting them on the store. If they are made in the UK, then we'll see. I'll probably speak to Greg and Co and see if I don't know, maybe get them before they go out or something like that, because I think if they're a good product, I want them to be available to people. But yeah, so yeah, what I'm really excited about is I've seen size 00 or 00. seen these before, and I've seen 000. But I've never seen a 50. So I guess this is a little bit like the, I've got one here. I've got the Psycho from Army Painter. So let's have a look at how they compare. This will be really hard for you to see on stream, but hey. So yeah, really fine. Look forward to that. I think that'd be great for doing eyes and stuff because I need all the help I can get. I've got myself a set of magnifying goggles, which are great for me. I've got poor eyesight, so these, I'll just flick my camera over. So these are great for me. They've got a little light built in, so I can do like detailed work. And they was a huge game changer for me. Like, I've always struggled with detail because I just can't see where the brush is meeting the model. So they've been a great game changer for me, and they've made me really enjoy painting because I don't get disheartened because like I'm ruining miniatures now. I'm now able to actually paint the faces with a lot more accuracy. So yeah, I think they were like a tenner off of Amazon. So yeah, if you've got poor eyesight like me, I really recommend them. But yeah, so the Phalanx Synth, I'm quite excited about these. An interesting set as well. Again, I've never seen a 50, so that's cool to have. What's it say? So, high quality, variable diameter nylon bristles that provide the durability and versatility of a synthetic brush while possessing the feel and precision of natural hair. Wide bellies to hold more paint and sharp points with balanced spring. So I mean, one of the bonuses of synthetic is it holds the point really well. So if they do hold paint like a natural brush, then you're kind of onto a winner there. But yeah, cool. All right. Well, sip of coffee. What time is it? I've managed to waffle on for 40 odd minutes. So there you go. Let's have a look at... Now, I'll save these for another day. I'm pretty tired. So I was going to go for an hour, but I'm going to leave it there for today. But yeah, I'll do another stream where I give these a try. I might do some painting with them first, and then just, rather than it be a first impression, it'll be my thoughts after a session or two. If there's anything you want me to try with these, or any of the things that I've shown today, let me know. You can tweet us or messages on Instagram. It's Exit 23 Games on most things. So just search for Exit 23 Games on your social media platform of choice. And yeah, I hope you've had a good time. We'll upload this to YouTube, I think. So if anyone gives a shit, then you can watch that. If you get this far, hi. And yeah, join us next time for some more product, some more news, and just to hang out and just have a nice time. All right. Bye.